So can we finally go back to the heroes already so we can get some damn hope before this despair completely consumes everything? The angry anime fan, the despair reviewer. This is My Hero Academia. Boku no Hero Academia chapter 240. And most of all is the fact that what is happening 1 week after the war between the Meta Liberation Army and the League of Villains. Well, a fake witnesses reports that the perpetrators were a group of 20 men who held grudge against the heroes. And by falsifying reports of organized crime, they drew heroes out of the city before beginning their attack. In response to sudden onslaught, the citizens of Deka took up arms in order to defend themselves. As we all know, that is all lies, but thanks to the internet, the heroes was also every evidence was deleted as well, because soon after heroes returned to join the fight after a fierce battle in which many innocent lost their lives. The deaths of all 20 criminals in the group were confirmed. And furthermore, and they also reported that Yotsuba Rikia, Ridestro, just happened to be in the city and lost his 2 legs but escaped with his life. And of course falsifying the information by saying that this large attack actually managed to create a bold and heroic moments. But we all know that is fake. And that is because of, well, the Meta Liberation Army. Elsewhere, the League of Villains are eating sushi, a callback joke to the fact that they could have eaten sushi if they joined their hands with Yakuza. But it turns out that Dobby is not so much of a sushi guy, hates fish. Toka is alive, although now she has an eye patch on her eye, and twice his mind seems to have broken even more than it originally has. Because apparently he got over his complex, but now his treatment seems to have made his condition even worse. So I guess that's a good sign. As we all know, last week Ridestro surrendered the entire Meta Liberation to Shiraki. However, it's clear that not all of the Meta Liberation Army officers are very happy about that. But they are still following with this because it's Destro's will. This is Ridestro's decision, therefore it's Destro's decision. And it's clear that Skeptic... was Skeptic, right? The gorilla guy is the one who really feels angry about the treatment, especially since he is apparently the one who paid for the sushi, medical bills, video editing, and Toga's coat. Well, they're rich, so I see no reason why they should complain. It is also revealed they're staying in a very luxurious manor that just happens to have a hidden door that leads down to the underground where the Meta Liberation Army is. We can even see Giga into that where Shiraki is also back on his head, but for some strange reason he still has a hand mask. I know the hand mask is basically his, mask, but I thought he abandoned his past, so why is he deciding to have a hand on his face again? More importantly, which hand is that? Is that just a common criminal he killed, or is that the last hand of Hana-chan? I mean, if it's the last hand of Hana-chan, then the theory that she can be brought back to life through Aries' quirk just got even stronger. But Shiraki has abandoned his past, so it doesn't really matter anything else. Either way, Ridestro, now in a wheelchair, is holding his a speech in front of all of his people, saying that he has lived for the days of Destro, and he believed that the League was nothing but an obstacle, and he believed that was the absolute truth. But as he faced him, he realized that everything that he was only swept by his blood, bound by his teachings, and actually witnessed true liberation. The reason why he's giving everything to Shigaraki is because he feels like he is a man who is truly liberated. Therefore, it's only logical that the Meta Liberation Army are following someone who is truly worthy of the throne, at least according to him. Someone who is truly liberated, like Shigaraki. And together we should walk the path of true liberation. But we all know Shigaraki. Shigaraki wants no liberation. All he wants is chaos and death. And so the next executives are introduced. The surviving members of the Metal Liberation Army join together with the surviving League of Villains. Now they are called the Paranormal Liberation Front. At least that is at least that's the name of this combination things. Although Shigaraki clearly do not really feel like it's any need for a name. He has granted the surviving League of Villains titles of officers, as well as the surviving Metal Liberation Army. Oh yeah, Getten's hood has gone off, and we actually discover that Getten is a woman. I mean, granted we don't see confirmation for that, but given the very long hair and eyelashes, it seems to very likely be a woman. This creates some doubts though. I mean, first of all, what was Getten's Japanese pronouns? I can't read Japanese, so I have no idea what she said at that web. Also, do any of you read spoiler chat? Do you know what people said as soon as they saw that? They said, oh, Dobby and Getten are gonna get, are gonna become a thing. Because, I mean, they're both social dwarfists, they're both cold-hearted, no pun intended, and both seem to prefer to be called by their villain name rather than their real name. And it's clear that Getten has also abandoned her entire past, as soon as Dobby has. But you know what? As soon as I heard that, I threw up a little bit in my mouth and said, if Dobby and Getten become a thing, which very likely won't happen because Dobby is cold-hearted, he cares about no relationship, it creates a very disturbing twist if Getten and Dobby were to be a thing. And not because of the reason why they fought. No, because if Dobby is who we think he is, then him getting together with an ice person is a complex. If you all know what it is. But Hawk is also in the audience. I was kind of surprised that he was embraced to go in the audience. And yes, it appears he really did kill Best Genist. Although Dobby says it doesn't matter if this is the real deal or not. You kill the man. And with this, Hawks proclaims he was too late. A man who's always moving too fast was too late. An army under a single idea, a company with full control over the world's network, a company with deep connection to the industry, and most likely several high-end nomos. With this, Shigaraki has now gained a power that can even rival, or maybe even surpass, the current heroes. Yes, the villains have won. With this, although Shigaraki still can walk, he is still badly wounded. And it gets even worse as Dr. Ujuko now contacts him, and Shigaraki now demands that I achieve the bare minimum. After all, I got Makia to obey him, and his powers has returned as well as his power. So Dr. Ujuko reveals that he will grant him power, but he also says that he needs something to do first, and he wants him to deliver something. As Hawks tries to get chummy with Dobby, in his mind he's saying there's still someone sponsoring them from behind the scenes, and he needs to get the full story. Slightest delay will be all over for Japan. So yeah, this seems to confirm that Hawks really did kill Best Genist for what he considered the greater good. He do know that everything that is happening here is not good for Japan. Shiraki will now truly become all for one if he is allowed to allow this despair to go on. But the thing is here that is there really someone sponsoring them from behind the scenes? Is he talking about Dr. Ujuko, or is he talking about a new hidden person? And what does Dr. Ujuko want them to fetch? Does he know that Hawks is spying on them? Because it seems that Hawks is spying on them through a feather which picks up vibration. Either way, is this official villain arc now wrapped up already, so we can get back to hope? I'm tired of seeing despair. After all, the threat closes in. Next chapter, a new development. I have a feeling that is not a positive development. I think that is just despair. So that is basically the chapter. Calm before the storm, so to speak. a very grand despair storm. I see no way how heroes can solve this, but they must. They must win. Villains are not meant to win. They are scum. But yeah, the dread here is real. So give me your thoughts, if you have any.